Killertron, we've seen them in the second wars. You came third. Ian, you're in control of this axe, aren't you? And you've had a few problems with it bending, presumably because of the speed and force that it comes down. Things tend to bend if they're throwing around too much, don't they?
Yes.
So it's all on your shoulders, mate. Let's hope they do well this time round.
From Maidstone in Kent, Killertron.
Third in the second series, and pretty in pink. The big axe is back. Two 24-volt driven machines, quick at 15 miles an hour. Genuine contenders again. In that second series, they used every bit of the 80 kilos force to see off Technophobic. But the weaponry proved too lightweight against the then reigning champions Roadblock. And Killertron went out, finishing third in the competition.
This is Killertron. He's a veteran of Robot Wars. This is Abdul, he's the engineer. And this is Ian. He operates the pickaxe, which is our main weapon, which we hope to do lots of destruction with.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Maverick, with young Francis and Brett, Kevin Gallagher there in the background, Suicidal Tendencies, Andrew Martin Jeffrey, Charles Binns, the driver, and Killertron. Richard Broad at the controls, Abdul and Ian with him.
1.
So it's Killertron moving first. You can see the axe slamming down, and again, taking on Maverick. In comes Suicidal Tendencies. They say they've got a toothpick of an axe this time around. Oh, there it is! Just a little flick. It really doesn't seem greatly effective against the mightier blow of that Killertron axe. Killertron, at the moment, though, not causing any damage to anyone, and it's Suicidal Tendencies getting in underneath. Killertron, very fast track robot. Meanwhile, Maverick doing its stuff. Just neatly, tidily, quietly effective. Little flick again of a toothpick comes out at a blur of speed there. Not causing great damage, or is it, to the shell of Killertron. Killertron getting those two 24-volt motors into action just to drive it away, but now the brunt of punishment is for Maverick back into the CPZ, and Matilda can come in with a chainsaw tail. Oh! Killertron slamming down onto the arena floor and bouncing up with the force of the attack. Now onto the top of Suicidal Tendencies. Bulletproof shield for the Tendencies. Maverick still in there fighting. They've shown great invention and great character. The young boys, Francis Gallagher and his mate Brett Skinner, both the 10 at Spring Hill Junior School. Dad Kevin Gallagher is a golfer, he says. Well, the boys are in control of Maverick, slamming into Killertron. Behind Killertron is Suicidal Tendencies, and the pink one at the moment is the meat between the sandwich. In comes Red Bot just to have a cursory glance. Suicidal Tendencies moving sluggishly. A sticky old heat, this one. All three robots still in competition, it would seem, at the moment. But Suicidal Tendencies in underneath Maverick. Down comes the hammer blow again from Killertron. This way up. Well, at the moment they've not been flipped, but they have now. Maverick over and out. Oh, disappointment for Kevin Gallagher, son Francis and young Brett. There they went. PTO, PTO, no. They don't have that message written there. They're over and out. And that means, yes, in come the house robots for the kill. Shunt with the axe. Penetrating, look at that. Slicing through. Oh, and again. So very, very easy, like taking the top off a boiled egg, and again. Oh, poor old Maverick. Gashes in the bottom. Split wide open Matilda, dead metal. The two remaining robots, Killertron and Suicidal Tendencies, just staying out of the way. This is dead metal. A slice is nice. Oh, and the flipper. Maverick is righted. Too late, though. They were immobilised too long, far too long, and they know it. Brave display. The boys go out.
Oh, Maverick flipped up and out of the competition.
Backstage with the Killertron team, those doors are about to open. You're going to go in there up against the wheelie big cheese.
Yeah.
Quite tense?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's not confident. Well,
Yeah.
the big cheese is quite a tough contender, but I think we've got to beat it. We really have. We can't get knocked out by a bit of cheese, really. We just can't be.
Roboteers, stand by.
Really Big Cheese, Team Captain Roger Plant is due a big performance in Robot Wars. And Killertron. Richard Broad, the Team Captain, there on the left-hand side of the controls, an aircraft interior fitter by trade.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Just any ordinary chunk of cheese. Oh, crew, yeah, you want to come and bet on that. Killertron on the left-hand side. There's Richard Broad. Oh, down comes his axe, but up comes the flipper of Really Big Cheese! And Killertron immediately turned over onto its coxcomb there. And can they recover their senses and their place in Robot Wars? That was a sensational flip from Really Big Cheese. What power, and again! Actually, flicks itself up and over, doesn't it? But can right itself, of course. Oh! There's the old piggyback. This is great stuff. Killertron, over and out. Look at this. Really Big Cheese underneath. Hey, up and over you go. The axe for the brunt of the four. I don't know whether or not the Killertron axe will be bendy, pliable, or damaging after that. Sensational stuff from Really Big Cheese. So impressive. Killertron's just about okay. Rocking and a reeling. Really Big Cheese on the attack again, with the wedge of cheese. Hard cheddar for Killertron. Hey! Up and over once again. It's a spree for the Bree boys of Really Big Cheese. And Killertron now about to be attacked by Matilda, by Killalot. Go on, Tildy, you have a go now, says Killalot. Oh, you're too slow, Matilda. Killalot wants to drag it away. Oh, poor old Killertron. Richard and Abdul and Ian. So much painstaking care on these robots. We have fun with them, but you have our admiration out there, each and every one of you. Well, obviously her admiration. See, once you've torched and pitted. Cruella de Vil, it must have been out there in the audience. Killertron's pink paint at the moment. Oh, it's smoking and burning. And pink paint punctured hopes of Killertron. Chainsaw of Matilda. This really is making me weep with joy. Ah, a slow slice. It's better actually when the pain is slower. How's wrong? I find. I don't know about you back at home, but I certainly do. A Dead Metal and Matilda and Killalot. Go on, end it now. Killertron into the pits, for mercy's sake. Well done. Really Big Cheese, and mighty impressive it was too, from Roger Plant and co. And poor old Richard Abdul and Ian. Well, they've gone defiant to the end. It's too late now. You're out. Go home. Good night. Farewell. Adieu.
Well, it may look like a dairy slice, but Really Big Cheese is a really hard cheese. Killertron go out. Really Big Cheese go through. You were no match, really, were you? But you wouldn't die. I mean, even when you were in the pitch, you had your axe going still.
Yeah. Beaten by cheese.
Yeah, but I tell you, he's got a powerful flipper, hasn't he?
I've got this thing about wedges. I keep seeming to be ended up on top of them. I just can't resist driving up on them.
But he was flipping you backwards and forwards.
He was, really. We did some good acrobats in the air there, I thought. I thought it was quite acrobatic.
I thought you nearly did a triple somersault, mate.
Yeah,
you're like an international gymnast. Never mind, guys. We'll see you next time, mate.
OK, yeah. Sure.
Well, there's another side to the pits that you haven't seen yet, and that is the tea-making, cake-eating and generally relaxing side of the pits. This is the Killertron team here. You don't need to do any more work, do you?
No, it's all over for us. It's quite a machine, that Big Cheese, really is. To go up against a wedge like that, as soon as we was knocked upside down and then they righted us, I thought, well, that's it.
What did you say earlier about being beaten by a big cheese?
It's like being beaten by a big banana, isn't it?
That says it all, doesn't it?
This is the Killertron team. I'm Chris Eubank, they're my team. They're going to be doing the roboteering. I'm going to be doing the technical movement. I have my axe with my glove. I have my little gloves, 10-ounce gloves to the side. And, well, if we can't do it with the machine, I'll have to do it with my fist.
Chris and the Killertron team. Now, Chris, I want to know, when you punch, how many tons of pressure is that, roughly?
Well, you're punching with your body weight, and the technique delivers about 4 tons of worth of pressure.
4 tons of pressure
4 tons.
for a middleweight fighter. Now, how many tons of pressure do you think that can come down on you with?
Probably 2 tons.
1 ton.
You're kidding me.
You are 4 times more powerful. Forget the robot, we'll have Chris.
Yeah.
Please welcome Chris Eubank and the Killertron team.
And the boxing gloves and the big axe, a 2 24-volt battery-driven machine, quick at 15 miles an hour, heavy at 80 kilos, big at roughly 4 feet by 4, genuine contenders.
Roboteers, stand by.
Gemini. Now, Anthea started her career reading local traffic reports, could help her steer away from danger. There's Killertron with Chris Eubank, former world middleweight champion and super middleweight champion.
1. Activate.
A man that packs a punch, so does his robot. Now you see Gemini splitting, the clusterbot theory. But let me tell you, if one half of Gemini is immobilized, the whole machine is counted out. Little arm flipper of Gemini. You can hear the turners, the girls squealing in delight. You can see there Richard Broad trying to get control perhaps of Killertron back from Chris. It's ill-advised. Killertron smacking down with the boxing glove. Unbelievable, isn't it? Chris hacks a punch 4 times bigger than Killertron, but not as big as the Turner girls. Look at that, with also Matilda coming into the fray, and Killertron flips up and over.
We're just about to win, but that's going to be finished off. No!
Do this slowly.
Why are we doing that?
Chris Eubank.
I can't move.
And there he is with the boxing glove on fire, I think, of Killertron. There's one half of Gemini. Are they sisters of mercy? Well, I think Matilda's got hold of the Killertron glove, and Matilda's toppled by Gemini. But the glove is shredded, the glove is also on fire. Look at this, Gemini flipping Matilda, but the glove is on fire. Killertron in major trouble. This is Killerlot coming in, and St. Killerlot's helped out a fellow house robot. The Killertron is on fire.
Get rid of the wing.
I think the Turners have won.
I want a rematch.
Can he get that rematch? We'll wait and see. Meanwhile, the ref got in there with his fire extinguisher to mop up.
What a spectacular fight! I wouldn't like to call it, so we're going to have to go to the judges. Although Chris Eubank does know where they live. The judges have gone for Gemini and the Turner sisters!
This is not fair. It isn't right. Now listen, I mean, look, this was a setup, man. I mean, listen, I can't go down. There should be a rematch here. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, will you back me on the six?
I'll give you a right hand in a minute. All right, calm down. Have you enjoyed it, Chris?
Fantastic.
It's been great having you.
Let me get one more cuddle from this lady here.
Oh! It's a family show, Mr. Eubank.
What's he like?
I have to say, I just don't think you had it in you when it came to the robot. I think the power is at the end of your fist, but not at the end of your remote control.
Let me tell you what, I mean, I was winning this match. It was like me and Steve Collins. They should never have won.
From Maidstone in Kent, Killertron.
It's durable, speedy at 15 miles an hour, but I don't know if Richard Broad will be able to control the accuracy of that formidable axe weapon.
We're Team Killertron. My name's Richard Broad. This is Christopher, my son, and this is Abdul, the mechanic, and we're going to get our axe stuck in.
Standing alone in their control booth, Stuart and Craig with the Splinter team. They're Killertron and Aggrobot together. Dead Metal is one of our house robots here with a pincer and a saw. And alongside Dead Metal, we've also thrown in for fun, half fun, Sir Killerlot with the crushing claws, the lance. Can anything beat it? I doubt it.
3, 2, 1.
There's Splinter on the left-hand side. Killertron, bottom of your picture. Aggrobot with the stealth shape. Dancing around at the moment, trying to feel each other out. Splinter with those arms, they say come together with the power of a shotgun. There, the great claw of Aggrobot as well. And flailing away, as it always has done, the axe of Killertron. They have also a bucket scoop on the front, Killertron, to get in underneath if they can drive fast enough and up to 15 miles an hour. You can see the back of Richard Broad in there. Oh, this is Aggrobot levering away at Splinter. Taking a little bit of punishment, one in the eye from the Killertron axe, I think there, Aggrobot. Our own Repbot looks on. This is Aggrobot trying to nibble at Killertron. Splinter in a very even battle so far, using its own pneumatic axe. Stuart Waitman, a production and instrument technician and father to his teammate, 16-year-old Craig. Good display by them so far. One of the arms seems to be at a crazy angle there, though, Splinter. The right arm, has it been buckled away? I don't think that arm now, Stuart, is going to do you any good whatsoever. That's Killertron with the lurid pink, and Aggrobot seems to have flipped Splinter over. A great attack there by Peter Leach and his brothers. Look at this, the nudge was enough and Splinter went over. The little flipper at the front of Aggrobot doing all the damage there. And another one in the eye for Aggrobot from Killertron. Really isn't a great pickaxe weapon though. It scratches, doesn't it really? It doesn't pierce. Meanwhile, Splinter, I thought they were doing so well. Oh, here comes Ted Metal. Splinter's arms never really got going for Stuart, the weapon operator. Craig's the driver, young Craig. Splinter being driven out of this mayhem battle. The one surviving robot goes through to one of our annihilators later on in this series. I don't think it's going to be Splinter, but you never know. That's Killertron. As the name says, oh, an attack on Aggrobot there. None of the teeth are missing, but I think the mechanics might be. I think they've been immobilised. They have. Look, the Redbot's counting them out. They were in no danger at all, Aggrobot. Another 5 seconds away from elimination. That's the end of Aggrobot. Well, for me, they were well in command of this mayhem, but they've gone. They're out. There's the red card. You also heard the siren, which denotes that the release button has been pressed for the pit of doom. An Aggrobot being carried thence via the flame pit by Killerlot in the flames. Where do they think them up? Smoking. Poor old Aggrobot. Bob Leach, John and Peter, the three brothers, flipped away. A little bit of mobility now, but it's too late. They spark back into life, but it's too late. Trying to get away at the very last moment from the floor flipper. You can just see there, Splinter's still mobile. Again, that arm, look at it. Broken, flailing away like a bird's wing that's been broken in flight. There's Killertron, which is plodded slowly through this mayhem. Oh dear. Killerlot has a grip. It should dump now. Killertron to the floor. Shouldn't be lifting it up because Killertron was still mobile and still fighting, but it's in the pit. And Killertron has got out. So Killerlot was in a hurry to get it over and done with. But Richard and Abdul and Christopher Broad, young Christopher, plus his computer games are out. Aggrobot's gone, which leaves Splinter as the winner. Well. And I thought Splinter were in all sorts of trouble.
Killerlot kills Killertron. Aggrobot immobilised. So Splinter, they go through.